everybody here. Announcement while I'm thinking about it. Sunday we'll be starting church at 10 o'clock. Okay, not 11, at 10. So if you're going to catch us live, we'll be on at 10. If you watch us later on, well, regular time. So this past week was a sad week. One of my favorite actors all time died. Top five actor passed away. Robert Duvall. A lot of y'all know Robert Duvall. He was the was he a corporal? He was a captain. I think he was a captain. No, he was colonel. He was colonel in Apocalypse Earth. He was in a lot of Western movies. He was okay. Was on 83 or 84 because the monitor went dark. But that come out, and if you ever get a chance to watch it, watch it. It's not a exciting shoot 'em up, all that. It's just a good, what they call human interest movie. And I remember watching that. He won an Oscar for that, by the way, Academy Award, and good movie. It's just Tender Mercies. Get a chance to watch that. Find that on your Hulu or Netflix or Prime, whatever. It's a good movie. But that term, Tender Mercies, is actually a biblical term. And we're going to look at that tonight in what the writer is expressing in their thankfulness. So in Psalms 25, everybody find it? Psalms 25, hold your Bibles up when you find it. Psalms 25. Good. Middle of the Bible, Psalms. Good. It says this. Listen to what it says. Lord, I turn my hope to you. My God, I trust in you. He says, do not let me be disgraced. Do not let my enemies gloat over me. Not one person who waits for you will be disgraced. Those who act treacherously without cause will be disgraced. Now that word disgraced means to fall from a position downward, to fall, to be disgraced. You ever been disgraced? You ever felt disgraced? Disgraced, it's not just being ashamed. It means the fall is public, and it touches other lives. When I was in the 6th grade, down in Shawnee, Oklahoma, they had what they call a hot shot contest, elementary schools, and whoever could make free throws got to go to this big competition. So I think there's like 6 elementary schools in Shawnee, and we were at Washington. So we had that hot shot contest out in the basketball court there. And I couldn't play basketball really back then. But for whatever reason on that day I was on, so we all got to shoot 10 free throws. So I got to the line. I think I hit 9. Pure luck. And the boy that actually was a good player got second place behind me. He probably got 7 or 8. So he and I got to represent Washington School at the big contest couple weeks later, whenever. And I remember telling my parents, telling my dad, I won for the whole school. I was excited. I should have kept it in my mind. It was just luck. But I remember I got a T-shirt, and we got to go to this school out west of Shawnee, and there was a lot of people in the stands, and all the contestants, girls and boys, was sitting on the court. The girls all shot, and it was the boys' turn. Okay, it's my turn. So I'm sitting there representing the school, and I remember my parents were there, my dad, mom, all my siblings, and different ones. And boy, I'd get up there, and I'd dribble that ball, and pray, Lord, help me, give me the strength, to get through this. Remember, I got that ball and shot it and just bricked it. I shot 10 times, I didn't make one. I went 0 for 10. And I was disgraced because I had not told anybody I'm really lucky to be here. I'm really not that good. I just said, hey, I made it. Got up there, and the real me came out. But I always remember looking at my parents up there when I got done, and they were looking at me. And I was probably the worst shooter in the whole competition, because at least everybody made one. I didn't make one. No matter how much I tried, I never made it. And I remember when we got in the car afterwards, nobody said nothing. Nobody. I remember going over there, they were talking to me, encouraging me, make your shots. Going home, nobody said nothing. And so whenever people do bad in basketball, I try not to bring it up. Christina. I try to let it go. But I was disgraced because it was public, and my family was shamed with me. I embarrassed them, I thought. And I guess I did. That's what the writer is saying in this, that do not let me be disgraced. Do not let my enemies gloat over me. Not one person who waits for you will be disgraced. Those who act treacherously without cause, they're the ones going to be disgraced. So what the writer is simply saying is, when it comes to our relationships, and it comes to our, because everybody has conflict with people. Even there, God has to be in the right place. But see, the first verse says, because I put my hope in you and I trust in you. So that's the key to everything. If you hope and trust in God, and that don't mean just to wait around and, no, that means to, how many of you guys, whenever you go to the store and you buy something and you get your card, you put it in the thing to pay, there's always that little bit of doubt of whether it's going to go through or not. You guys ever have that? I do. I know it's in there. You stick it in there and take it out, and it says approved, but right before that approved thing comes up, you're looking at it thinking it's going to go, and then you got to kind of act like, put it back in there. And that's happened before. Sometimes it is the machine, then it works. But there's been sometimes I was using a card, and there was nothing in there, and it had to go to another card. And so you put that in there, and you hope. See, that hope, when you put that in there and you're standing there, that's what hope is. It's not hoping that something works. It's you're already trying and you hope it works. Okay? That's the element of trust. I trust this card's going to work, put it in there, and now I hope it works. They go together. You can't just sit around and hope and trust that God's going to make a way for you and you not do your part. There may be some of you watching this that you're hoping for something, or you're wishing for something in life, but you're not doing your part. You got to get up. You got to get up, prepare yourself, got to get ready. And, in life, put your card in there with God and then hope that he's going to approve. And he does. He does. That's what the writer is saying to our understanding. So if you're letting fear stop you, or uncertainty, I've never done that before, I've never accomplished that, then don't. That's not hoping and trusting in God. If God really lays that on your heart. Now, don't try to do something that God hasn't really laid on your heart. There's a lot of opportunities we have, and there may be things you can do. Make sure that's of God, not because you want to do it, all right? But look at the next part. Make your ways known to me, Lord. Teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me, for you are the God of my salvation. I wait for you all day long. Now, this one, he says, make your ways known to me, Lord. Teach me your path. Okay. That's where far too often we worry about what our footprints are, where our footprints have been. A person's footprints. Okay, and that is true. A person's footprints don't lie. Wherever they've walked, that shows you a lot. If they're walking in good places, good choices. They're walking in bad places, bad choices, okay? So if you're here and you're watching and you're maybe trying to be interested in somebody, or interested in, somebody, dating, whatever, look at their footprints. Look at their footprints. It'll show you where they're at. And look at your footprints that you're making, because they tell something about you, all right? So if a person has footprints in sports, what's that tell you about that person in school? Gunny, what's that tell you? If someone has footprints in sports, what's that tell you about them? Huh? No. They could be terrible. They don't tell you they're good. What's it tell you about them? Because I know a lot of people play sports. They're not any good. They're not any good. They shouldn't even be out there. But they're what? They're trying. They're putting in the effort and the work. And I know people that are good. It takes all kinds to fill out a team. What it shows is discipline. It shows character. Mr. Williams, our superintendent, used to say sports don't build character. Sports reveals character. So when you're having two-a-days in football and it's hot, I hate two-a-days. And Adam, he does two-a-days in high school. I hated two-a-days. Back then we went early, then we came back. And so you have to practice full pads. When it's full pad, they got to put the pads on. It's hot. It's summer. You're coming off the summer break. You're out there running around, sweaty. People quit. But then some don't. And it shows their character, see? So the Bible says right there, make your ways known to me, O Lord, and teach me your paths. Guide me in your truth and teach me. So he's saying, your steps show what you are. Now, somebody who's in band, what's that tell you about band? If someone's in band, what's that tell you about a person who's in band? Isaac. He said they're smart. Could be. There's probably not a lot of people in band that ain't smart. It tells you that they're disciplined. Because you're supposed to play your instrument every day and get a grade, right? All of that. It shows discipline. If you see a person that don't do nothing, that tells you something about their character. See, all of that, those are footprints, where their footprints go. And so here's the great thing about it. You can change your steps. Say your steps used to always lead to the bar. Your steps always used to lead to trouble. Your steps always used to lead to over here, this stuff over here. You can change your steps. You can always change your steps. And that's what the writer is saying there. Make your ways known to me, Lord. I know my ways. Make your ways known to me, and your paths, teach me about them. So the writer is really just showing that there is a way of drawing closer to God. Be disciplined. But look at this next part, verse 6. Remember, Lord, your tender mercies and your faithful love. There's that word right there, your tender mercies. What's it mean to be merciful? Who has ever played Mercy? Gunny, you ever played Mercy? Yeah. Andy, you ever played Mercy? Good. Come here, I'm going to play Mercy with Andy. Come here, Andy. Ready, go. See, Andy's playing Mercy with me. Okay, you can start now. Go ahead, start. Start. Try hard. Okay, start. Are you trying? Go ahead. Oh, is it your weak hand? Use your strong hand then. Go. Okay, now, he's supposed to make me beg for mercy. Watch. Okay, I'm almost going to beg for mercy. But watch this. See, that made him beg for mercy. And that's mercy. And that's a game that people play. Mercy isn't hurting people. What is mercy? Almost hurting them. No, it's stopping. Even though you know you can. See, I could have beat Andy real big. I could have bent him down on the ground. I could have. And he had a strong grip. He did. Mercy isn't that, like they said, you're hurting them. Mercy is the fact you can, but you don't. You show mercy. Mercy. And the Bible says, Lord, remember your tender mercies. He's saying, Lord, remember you're merciful to me. You deserve to bend me down and hurt me and punish me for my sin. but you're merciful. Remember your faithful love, for they have existed from old antiquity. See, do not remember the sins of my youth or my acts of rebellion, in keeping with your faithful love. Remember me because of your goodness, Lord. So everyone's going to be remembered one day. They say, I've read this somewhere, that within your grandkids, their kids, when they get to there, you won't be remembered no more. You'll just be a picture. People won't remember you. You're gone. You know, they're at the high school. You guys ever look at the old high school pictures? In the high school, they got these big class pictures on there. And I guess I'm still on there. Am I still on there? That's 1983. How many years is that ago? I was in the convenience store the other day. One of my students was standing here, and she was standing there. Hey, good morning, Mr. Pratt. I said, good morning. And my what I bought was $8.88. And I gave him a 10. How much change do I get? $3 and something. Way off. My total was $8.88. I gave them a 10. I looked at her and said, how much change am I getting back? And she was way off. You're way off. I said, no. Anyway, that was funny. And what the writer is saying is that I may have made mistakes. I may not always understand everything. But Lord, don't remember that. Remember the mercies, your mercies for me. Remember, I'm weaker, I'm frail, I'm younger. You know, but the thing is, we need to grow up at some point too. And yeah, remember who I am. But he says, do not remember the sins of my youth or my acts of rebellion. Why? Because we ought to grow up or not have sins of our youth and acts of rebellion anymore. That's called maturity. That's called growing up. That's called making better decisions. Maybe you're watching this and you used to be way out in the world just living however, trying to chase this or that. And the sad thing is, there's people my age still trying to do that. We ought to grow up sometime, mature, and change our steps. So the writer tonight is saying, Lord, remember your tender mercies. One of my favorite movies, Robert Duvall, good actor, passed away. Gosh, all our people I remember, gone. And he was a good actor. I'll watch anything he's in. What's that one guy's name? He was in A Plane. Gerard Butler. Yeah, Gerard Butler. I'll watch about anything he's in. Yeah. And I'll watch about anything Liam Neeson's in. He makes really good movies. I do. I'll watch. If one of them come on, I'll watch it. You know. And they're good actors. They may outlive me. They may not. That's the crazy thing. These old actors that we used to watch, they're gone. And it's a reminder to us that life, like the writer's saying, we need a merciful God. So what's all this mean tonight? It means we need to look at where our hope and trust is, and it's not just hoping and trusting and doing nothing. Get ready for what God's going to do. Maybe there's something out there you want, then get ready now for it. Prepare yourself. Prepare yourself. Put that card in there, pull it out, and wait for God to show approved. But you always have that little bit of doubt. Everybody has that. Trust anyway in God and see what he does. So remember, church Sunday is going to be at 10. We're going to start at 10 a.m. And so stay on, and we'll be here, and we'll start picking it back up, gearing back up, all right, here at Cushing Indian Baptist Church. There are going to be some things going online, too, with my own ministry, Bible study. That's going to be coming on pretty quick, so be sure and stay tuned for that. Always send your prayer requests in, whatever communication you want with us, and somebody will see that, and we will remember God is a God of prayer, is a God of prayer. So these are good scriptures tonight. Remember, God is a merciful God, tender mercies, and God, being God, has the right to, but he doesn't. Through his son, Jesus Christ, he shows mercy, and we all need that. All right, we're going to be back here Sunday at 10.